You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that.
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right. No disrespect, champ. No disrespect.
Floyd Mayweather, I love him as a boxer. As a man, he is behind. And he's holding my children back by giving them the wrong perception of what you should be aiming for with your success.
Tell Floyd to get on live. Tell him show where he at. You owe them people over in Dubai that money. Tell him get on live right now.
His comeback will be huge.
We wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
I want my win to. I already knew about all that though. Once Gervonta fucked Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and that's not even a secret. That's not something I'm exposing.
The boxing world was sent reeling when a grainy video depicting an intimate encounter between Gervonta Davis, the reigning WBA lightweight champion, and Gianna, the daughter of boxing legend Floyd Mayweather, surfaced online. The internet exploded with speculation, but the source of the leak was undeniable: Davis himself. This shocking act, fueled by a simmering feud, threatened to shatter the already strained relationship between the two fighters. The roots of the conflict ran deep. Mayweather, widely considered one of the greatest boxers of all time, had taken a young Davis under his wing early in his career. He saw the raw talent and explosive power in the fighter, and many dubbed Davis as Mayweather's protege. However, the partnership soured over a financial dispute. Rumors swirled that Mayweather owed Davis a hefty sum, upwards of $100 million, for undisclosed services rendered during Davis's rise to stardom. When attempts to collect the money failed, Davis, in a desperate and ill-advised move, resorted to the video leak as a twisted form of leverage. Mayweather, ever the calculated tactician, remained uncharacteristically silent for days. The boxing community buzzed with anticipation. Would Mayweather, known for his defensive prowess and undefeated record, choose to retreat into comfortable retirement? Or would the fiery video ignite a competitive fire within him, luring him back into the ring for a brutal showdown? Finally, Mayweather emerged from the shadows, not with fiery pronouncements, but with a measured statement. "Gervonta made a grave mistake," he said, his voice betraying a hint of disappointment rather than rage. "He let anger cloud his judgment. However, I have never backed down from a challenge in my career. If he wants a fight, he'll get one. But it will be on my terms." Mayweather's terms, as it turned out, were indeed brutal. He demanded a staggering pay-per-view cut, a significant weight disadvantage for Davis, and an 8-round exhibition bout, not a sanctioned professional fight. The boxing world was divided. Some saw it as a shrewd move by Mayweather, a way to financially capitalize on the controversy while putting Davis in a lose-lose situation. Others felt it was an act of humiliation, a way for Mayweather to publicly chastise his former protege. Davis, facing mounting pressure from his sponsors and the potential for legal repercussions, had little choice but to accept. The fight, dubbed the Legacy Tarnish, was set. The build-up was unlike anything boxing had seen before. Press conferences were a tense ballet of veiled threats and simmering resentment. Interview snippets captured a hardened Mayweather, his eyes glinting with a cold fire, and a despondent Davis, burdened by the weight of his actions. The night of the fight arrived, and the atmosphere crackled with a toxic mix of anticipation and disgust. The crowd, a volatile blend of die-hard fans and curious onlookers, was electric. As Mayweather swaggered into the ring, the boos were deafening. Yet, a sense of respect remained, a recognition of the greatness he embodied. When Davis entered, a hush fell over the audience, a mixture of pity and apprehension. The fight itself was a masterclass in dominance. Mayweather, despite being several years older, toyed with Davis. His footwork remained impeccable, his defense impenetrable. Davis, clearly hampered by the weight disadvantage and weighed down by the emotional baggage, struggled to land a single clean punch. The crowd, initially hostile towards Mayweather, began to appreciate the brilliance of his display. By the final round, even the most ardent Davis supporters were calling for the referee to step in. The judge's decision was a mere formality. Mayweather, with a unanimous victory, extended his undefeated record. But the true victory, it seemed, was a more personal one. He had not only defeated Davis in the ring, but had exposed the flaws in his character. In the post-fight interview, Mayweather, his voice devoid of triumph, spoke. "This wasn't about a win or a loss," he said. "This was about a lesson. Hopefully, Gervonta will learn from his mistakes and become a better man." The legacy tarnish lived up to its name. It wasn't a glorious fight, but it was a spectacle nonetheless. It was a stark reminder that even in the brutal world of boxing, there are lines that shouldn't be crossed. And as the final bell echoed through the arena, one thing was certain. The boxing world would forever be marked by the fallout between a mentor and his protege. A fight fueled not by athletic glory, but by betrayal.
Whatever I wear, I'm going to get a check, period. Because that's just me. You know, like I said before, it's all about working smarter, not harder. I'm going to get a check regardless. You know, it's no different from this. When I wear Hublot on my trunks,
I'm about to say, yeah,
Hublot they probably cut a check for $8 million. You know, they probably cut a check for $8 million. Because the thing is this: a lot of people settle for less. I'm gonna go get what I have to go get. I'm gonna go get it. I have to. You only got one life to live. So I'm not gonna ask you for nothing. I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna have to give me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before, you ain't gotta shoot a number at me, because I'm gonna shoot a crazy number at you.
This guy, Floyd.
Has he paid Logan yet?
He still hasn't paid Logan. He's calling me out, saying once I fight a real fighter, I'm gonna get destroyed. He didn't even know the name of the guy he was fighting. He's ruining his legacy. Like, this is a guy who arguably had one of the greatest legacies in the sport of boxing. He's ruining it by...
The boxing world held its breath as the news broke. A fight unlike any other was brewing. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the reigning WBA lightweight champion, and Floyd Mayweather Jr., the undefeated boxing legend, were set to clash in the ring. However, this wasn't your typical champion versus legend showdown. This was a fight shrouded in controversy, fueled by a bitter feud and a single brutal condition. The seeds of discord were sown years ago. Mayweather, recognizing the raw talent in a young Davis, took him under his wing. "He saw something special in me," Davis later admitted in a scathing interview. "He called me his protege, promised me the world." However, the partnership soured. Rumors swirled about a hefty sum, over $100 million, owed by Mayweather to Davis for services rendered during his rise to stardom. When attempts to collect the money failed, Davis, in a desperate and reckless move, leaked a private video featuring him and Mayweather's daughter. Mayweather, known for his icy composure, went uncharacteristically silent. The boxing world watched, jaws agape, as the fallout unfolded. Sponsors distanced themselves from Davis, and legal repercussions loomed. Finally, Mayweather emerged from the silence, not with fiery pronouncements, but with a chilling offer. He'd step back into the ring, but only on one condition: a winner-take-all fight. The implications were staggering. If Davis won, he not only kept his title and his reputation, somewhat, but he'd finally receive the owed money. However, if he lost, not only would the championship belt be surrendered, but the debt would be considered null and void. Additionally, Davis would be forced to retire from boxing altogether. "It was a sucker punch," Davis fumed in a press conference, his voice laced with desperation. "He knows I can beat him. He's scared. This is all about revenge, not money." Yet, despite the public bravado, a flicker of doubt flickered in his eyes. Mayweather, the undefeated master strategist, had crafted a fight that played on Davis's deepest insecurities. The media dubbed the fight the redemption gamble. For Mayweather, it was a chance to publicly humiliate his former protege and reclaim his narrative. For Davis, it was a desperate gamble, a chance to not only redeem his career but also secure his financial future. The build-up to the fight was a maelstrom of emotions. Mayweather, in his usual flamboyant style, reveled in the spotlight. Davis, on the other hand, retreated inward, his public appearances riddled with nervous energy. The training camps became battlegrounds, with leaked footage showcasing the fighters' raw intensity.
He's disrespected the sport, he's disrespected religion, he's disrespected friends, family, and everything. And as a New Yorker, What can you expect is gonna happen to you when you done did all that disrespect?
Tank Vince out on social media. He's been through a lot, you know, throughout his life. So, but I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and you know, a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, you know, he's to me he's still a kid, and when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, you know, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but
thrives on rivalries, but few burn quite as intensely as the one between Gervonta Davis, aka Tank, and Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather, the legendary undefeated champion, was once Davis's mentor, taking the young fighter under his wing. Now, however, their relationship has soured, with Davis slinging verbal grenades at his former idol. The cracks began to show a few years back. Mayweather, a notorious businessman, transitioned into promoting fights. Davis, a rising star with knockout power, was seen as a potential cash cow, but whispers arose that Mayweather wasn't giving Tank the guidance and opportunities he deserved. Tensions escalated when Davis felt Mayweather was subtly criticizing his spending habits. This is where the gloves truly came off. In a series of interviews and social media posts, Davis unleashed a torrent of accusations. "This man was supposed to be my mentor, someone I looked up to," Davis said in a scathing interview. "He took me in, promised me the world. And then what? Kept me on a leash, used me for his own gain." Davis wasn't shy about calling out Mayweather's alleged hypocrisy. He lectures fighters about finances but then gets caught up in some shady business in Dubai. "Come on, champ," Davis scoffed. "You built your empire on risk-averse fights, cherry-picking opponents. Now you're out here judging others." The barbs turned personal. Davis poked fun at Mayweather's flamboyant lifestyle, suggesting it masked deeper insecurities. "He's obsessed with money and flash. All that bling, all those mansions. What does it prove? True greatness leaves a legacy in the ring, not your bank account." Davis, known for his fierce punching power, channeled that aggression into his verbal assault. Mayweather claims he's Money Mayweather, but the only thing he's scared of is losing. "He wouldn't dare step in the ring with me now. He knows I'd expose him, show the world he's just a glorified shell of his former self." The comments section on boxing forums exploded. Fans were divided. Some sided with Davis, appreciating his youthful audacity and hunger. Others defended Mayweather, arguing his business acumen and undefeated record spoke volumes. Mayweather, to his credit, mostly remained above the fray. He offered a few veiled remarks, suggesting Davis was immature and needed to focus on his own career. But the silence spoke volumes as well. Mayweather's calculated persona seemed to crack slightly under Davis's relentless pressure. The war of words continues. Davis, hungry for a mega fight and eager to prove himself, uses every opportunity to jab at Mayweather. Mayweather, perhaps stung by his former protege's accusations, maintains a facade of indifference. "Don't get me twisted," Davis continued, his voice hardening. "I ain't saying every win of his was rigged. But there's a reason certain decisions always seem to go his way in close fights. Floyd's team, they knew how to play the game. They'd wine and dine the judges before the fight, whisper sweet nothings about Floyd's greatness and his commitment to the sport." Davis leaned closer, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial tone. "They weren't handing out free tickets to his mansion, let me tell you. They knew exactly what buttons to push, how to nudge those scores just that 1 point in Floyd's favor. All perfectly legal on the surface, of course, but a wink and a handshake here, a hefty donation to the judge's favorite charity there. You see where I'm going with this?" He raised an eyebrow, a challenging glint in his eyes. "Maybe that's why he never wanted me around the big fights. Didn't want me to see the sausage getting made, you know? Didn't want a young fighter, someone hungry and with eyes wide open to learn his little secrets." Davis slammed his fist on the table again. "And that's what separates me from Floyd. I don't need shady deals or bought and paid for decisions. I step into that ring and let my fists do the talking. The fans, they see the truth. They see the blood, the sweat, the raw determination to win. That's what builds a legacy, not some cooked-up scorecards and a team of yes-men whispering in your ear. A slow smile spread across Davis's face. Maybe that's why Floyd's so scared to fight me. Maybe he knows deep down that in a fair fight, mano a mano, there's only one man walking out that ring undefeated, and it ain't gonna be him. He stood up, his towering frame casting a long shadow. Floyd Mayweather may have fooled a lot of people for a long time, but his time is up. The new generation is here, and we fight for more than just money and a fancy record. We fight for the love of the sport, for the respect of our peers, and for the chance to prove ourselves against the very best. And Floyd Mayweather, he wouldn't know what that feels like if it bit him. Davis's words hung heavy in the air, a challenge issued and a reputation tarnished. Whether his claims were true or not, he had planted a seed of doubt in the minds of many boxing fans. The legend of Floyd Mayweather, once untouchable, now seemed shrouded in a veil of suspicion. And Gervonta Davis, the young lion, stood poised to take his place, not just in the ring, but in the hearts of those who craved a champion built on genuine skill and unwavering spirit.
There's nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You know, you meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great. And if he feels like, you know, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him.
Mayweather and Gervonta "Tank" Davis share a unique history in the world of boxing, with Mayweather serving as both a mentor and promoter to the young and dynamic Davis. Their partnership has proven to be a potent combination of Mayweather's experience and Davis's explosive talent, ultimately culminating in substantial financial success for both. However, reports have surfaced indicating that Mayweather now owns rights to $100 million worth of Gervonta Davis's future earnings, raising questions about their relationship and the business dynamics between them. The story begins with Floyd Mayweather, a legend in the boxing world with an unblemished record of 50-0. After retiring from professional boxing, Mayweather ventured into promotion, establishing Mayweather Promotions, a platform to promote upcoming talent and grow the sport's next generation of stars. Gervonta Davis was one of the key fighters under Mayweather's wing, and his rise to fame was closely tied to the promotion's success. Gervonta Davis, with his fast hands and devastating knockout power, quickly became a fan favorite, earning the nickname Tank for his aggressive and powerful style. Under Mayweather's guidance, Davis won multiple championships in various weight classes, proving himself as one of the top fighters in the game. Mayweather's influence was evident in Davis's career trajectory, from his fight selections to his public appearances. However, rumors about the financial arrangement between Mayweather and Davis have circulated for some time, with speculation about how much control Mayweather has over Davis's career. The latest revelation that Mayweather owns rights to $100 million of Davis's future earnings has sparked renewed interest in their business relationship. According to insiders, this arrangement was part of a larger deal that allowed Davis to sign with Mayweather Promotions, providing him with the resources and exposure needed to reach the top levels of boxing. Floyd Mayweather, when questioned about this arrangement, was candid about the nature of his business dealings. "Look, boxing is a business, and you have to make smart investments," he said in a recent interview. "Gervonta is a superstar, and I knew from the beginning that he was going to make a lot of money. We worked out a deal that benefited both of us. He gets the support and promotion he needs, and I get a return on my investment. It's a win-win." Despite Mayweather's confidence in the arrangement, not everyone in the boxing community is on board. Critics argue that such financial arrangements could create a conflict of interest and potentially limit Davis's autonomy in choosing his fights and career path. They worry that the pressure to maximize earnings could lead to decisions that prioritize profit over sporting integrity. Gervonta Davis, for his part, has been relatively quiet on the subject. His focus has remained on his training and upcoming fights, showing little interest in addressing the business side of boxing publicly. However, the pressure is mounting for him to clarify his relationship with Mayweather and ensure that his career is on a trajectory that aligns with his personal goals, not just those of his promoter. This development raises broader questions about the ethics of boxing promotion and the balance between business and sport. While it's common for promoters to have financial stakes in their fighters' careers, the scale of Mayweather's reported ownership in Davis's future earnings is substantial. This arrangement could set a precedent for other promoters, influencing how they approach fighter contracts and promotional agreements. As the boxing world watches closely, the relationship between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis remains a point of intrigue. The $100 million ownership claim brings the business aspect of boxing into sharp focus, highlighting the need for transparency and fairness in all aspects of the sport. Ultimately, it is up to both fighters and promoters to ensure that the integrity of boxing is upheld and that fighters have the freedom to shape their own careers.